what's going on, guys? So, another question I got asked was about the headlights. I need to make a quick video for today when this is posted, so I figured I'd talk about it. Just another quick note, I do not know... Okay, lady, you're gonna turn. I have no idea where my GoPro suction mounts and stuff are, so I'm not gonna be able to... sketch. Not going to be able to get the outside shots just yet. If I can't find it by Friday, then I'll just take one of Mikey's. Honestly, I thought Mikey had one of mine. I'll have to ask him. Not really sure. So I guess we'll figure that out. Trying to get used to, see if I can get used to driving with this gimbal or something. But so headlights. So I get asked a lot if they're aftermarket or anything like that. They're not. They're just the stock headlights, blacked out housing, and the rest of it. There's a little bit of a story. So this was right before, I think it was before Wicked. I want to get my car done, and I definitely need to get a tune, and also. Or no, this is before Yukon or something like that. I don't know. Well, it was before some big show. And needed to get my car tuned. It was all apart, but it was getting back together. All I needed to put the front end back together was my headlights. And, well, here's the story of the headlights. Actually, hold on. There's a tunnel thing coming up. Let me see if I can get something. The headlight housing and stuff like that, probably wouldn't have just sent it out to a guy to do. I would have just done it. But the main thing, I wanted halos in, and I really want to demonize. And not a lot of people know I have demonize. Once it gets darker out tonight, once we get to the unit, I'll show you guys the lights. I'll just run through the cycle or something real quick. And oh, there's a twisty part coming up. All right, you know what? Let me just hit the twisty part. Yeah, this is a little bit harder to hold freaking gimbal, so no more reckless shit until I get someone else to hold this for me. So I ended up sending out my stock headlights to this guy who hit me up on Facebook. So I don't remember the group. I can't find his name. I'm gonna badmouth him, but I ain't gonna give his name away. I don't really give a shit that much. And I haven't seen him post anything at all after that. So anyways, so I sent out my headlights to this dude in Colorado. He's cracked open headlights for WRXs, STIs, Mustangs, literally almost everything. And he was like, hey, you know, I saw you post, or I saw you looking for someone to do your headlights. I do headlights. I've never done a 5th gen one before. If, you know, if you let me do it, essentially I'll give you a pretty solid discount. And I'm like, all right, well, that sounds good to me. You know, if they turn out good, if they turn out well, you know, I'll post them around, you know, YouTube channel, Instagram, crap like that. And he's like, cool. So sent him off the headlights. And I was keeping up to date with him, and he was, at first, you know, he was very upfront. He was very upfront with everything until it came down to like the wire, and it went 2 weeks over how long he said it was going to take. Part of it, he said, was due to Morimoto having a back order on their Halos or the Demon Eyes, one of those. And he's like, there's nothing I can do about that. And I'm like, all right, man, well, you know, I told you I have, you know, this deadline. It was either Yukon Show or Wicked, something like that. And I have a tuning date, and I'm not driving the car up there without the headlights in. Like, you know, my luck, I'm just gonna get freaking pulled over or something, so I don't even want to risk it. So he's like, yeah, I know. Goes back and forth. He shows me update pictures. Looks pretty good. And then I'm like, all right, you know, do you have any updates on the Halos or the Demon Eyes? And he's like, yeah, I'm still waiting. It says, you know, like there's a couple different shipping options, so it should be here in like a few days. I'm like, well, dude, you know, I already paid you. I need everything done like as soon as possible. If you have to bite the bullet on this one, dude, that's your problem, because we already agreed to something. You're already not fulfilling that part of it, so like, let's just get this thing over with. Puts everything together, and it's coming down. I'm like, all right, you know, I need it shipped back to me. I need it in like 3 days, so I need you to 1 or 2 day it over to me. And he's like, oh, dude, well, like, you know, I'm already not making money on this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you didn't keep a promise that we agreed to in the beginning, so it's not really my problem. And he was just going back and forth. At the end, I needed my headlights, so I was like, you know what, dude? Like, this is pretty bullshit, and you're getting no other service from me or any of my buddies, so, you know, whatever. Just 2 day it over. I had to split freaking 2 day shipping with them, which sucked. And they've pretty much negated any of the discount pricing he was going to do for me. So it was pretty much a waste of time. Mikey and I actually had to go, we drove all around Wallingford, everywhere, like North Haven, Wallingford, Cheshire, everywhere, to go find this UPS truck that had this package, because it said it was delivered at, I think, the North Haven facility or something. We stopped in, she's like, oh, the truck just left, it's heading so-and-so. So we were literally running down this truck, and she's like, oh, try this place in Wallingford, that's where you're supposed to go next. We end up getting there, we run up to one UPS dude, and he's like, nope, I don't have that box in here. And there's another one just like around the bend we almost missed. And so Mike and I run over to him, we're like, oh, do you have this box? He's like, yep. So we signed the box, gets it to us, we're like, thank you. Dip back home, and open up the box, he snapped off the 2 top tabs, mounting tabs for the headlights. Now, I know that's really common, and I wouldn't have really been as mad if he was just upfront about it and told me, like, hey, sorry, like, I snapped your tabs. And I sent him a message on Facebook. I'm like, oh, so you snapped the tabs, huh? And he was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, well, you obviously did, because I sent them to you in mint condition. I have pictures of it, and I found the tabs in the box. So obviously I didn't freaking break them. You just didn't ship it properly or package it properly. And I'm like, this is just, you're not doing too hot here, bud. And, you know, after all that huge debacle and stuff happens, I was just pissed. And then, you know, he said everything was going to be super easy plug and play for the Demon Eyes and the HID kit and whatever else was put in. And it wasn't. It was a huge jumble of wires. I told him I'm not good with wires at all. Like, if it's plug and play, cool. If not, like, well, that sucks, because now I have to pay someone to put it in. And we were on a time crunch, so never got to hook the headlights up, and had to drive up there. Thankfully it was in the morning, so it didn't really matter. I just needed the headlights in. But I had to have the guys at ECS. I'm pretty sure Marty did it for me. Did a great job, and he was like, dude, it was a pain in the ass. Honestly, like, it was just a huge pain in the ass. It really kind of sucked, because I'm like, in the end, I probably should have just learned how to do it myself. Would have learned along the way, and it probably would have came out better. I'll give you guys a close-up once we get to the unit, but the inside of the lenses are like foggy and kind of scratched and stuff, and that's something I didn't notice when I first got it, probably because we were in a rush to get everything done, and I was kind of pissed about it. But so that sucks. I'll show you guys that once we get to the unit. I'm driving over there right now. So that really sucked, but all the parts and stuff inside the headlight are Morimoto. It's all really good stuff. Demonize, I have a little remote and stuff for it. I'll show you guys that too. And the halos are super nice. I got the pure white ones wired into my daytime running lights, so I drive with them on all the time. Same thing I did for the for Ken's rear badge. That was kind of my story about the headlights. It really sucked because I'm pretty easygoing about most things, but when it comes to this car, for certain things, I want to look really good, especially freaking headlights that everyone's gonna see. So that really sucked that they didn't come out perfect the way I wanted to, so I might redo them at some point. But another thing is I want to try working on the tails. I have an idea for the tails. That'd be cool if I can get those done at some point, but all a learning process for me because I don't really get along with wiring too much. But wiring in the rear badge, even though it's super simple, gave me some confidence, so now I wouldn't mind giving it another try. Pretty much the headlight story. Kind of sucks, but stuff happens. Usually happens to me. It's whatever. So let me just get to the unit. I'll give you guys a little look at the headlights, and once it's a little darker out, I'll put it through the different colors it has, and little cycles and stuff. It's pretty awesome. I don't really use them too much, but if you pull up to a night meet or something, you can just leave them on. They look kind of cool. So let me just get to the unit and I'll pick you guys back up there. Just got to the shop. Let me just give you guys a look at the headlights. You'll be able to see. I left the halos on. So I don't know if it'll pick up. See that kind of hazy crap? That is not on the outside. It's on the inside. I mean, some of this is bug guts and shit, but most of the big hazy stuff like that, it's on the inside, and that's not gonna be able to come out unless I get new headlights or take these apart and go to town on them. So I don't know, I'm kind of lost on it. It kind of sucks because like you can't see it in pictures or anything, and then once you get up close to it, they kind of look like ass. So not really too happy about that, but I've been dealing with it for, I don't know, a couple years now, so it's whatever. Inside is the Demonize. I mean, all the blackout part, he did a good job on. Just sealing it back together wasn't great. Let me pop the hood for you. There you go. So these are the tabs it's the tabs he broke off. Might try to just plastic weld it back together, like JB weld it. So what Paul and I did pre-dyno is go to Home Depot and pick up these little metal tabs, and that's literally what holds the top of the headlight in. You can kind of see that's why it doesn't line up perfectly. So that kind of stuff. It's just little stuff like that. Most people probably aren't going to notice, but I notice it all the time, and eventually once I get sick enough I'll fix it, but it's whatever. So that's how it is on both sides. They're kind of yellowing a little bit, but again, most of this is on the inside that I can't really fix, so that sucks. The way I put it together, I mean, it was okay, and it hasn't leaked or anything, so I guess that's fine. But I mean, fit and finish and stuff is not what I would have had as a standard for other customers, but whatever. That was my headlight story. Yeah, so just OEM headlights, blacked out housing, halos, and the Demonize. So here is control for the Demonize. So it's a bunch of different modes. This one up here is to speed it up, slow down the pulse. This one's flash, strobe, fade, and smooth. This one's just white, on and off, and then you have a few different colors to choose from. So it's pretty sweet. Sometimes I wish I had a little more customizable colors, kind of like Paul's light bar. You can change almost infinitely color-wise. Too bright out right now, you won't be able to see the demons. It needs to be pretty dark out. So once it gets a little darker out, I'll pick you guys back up. So here are the headlights, going through some different cycles. Probably should have done this I don't know, like an hour and a half earlier. It's a little bit darker than I thought, but I think you guys will get the point. So it's got a bunch of different reds. Reds, orange, yellow, and the green. It's really hard to pick this up on camera. I haven't found a better way to do it. Whatever reason, they're kind of like bugging right now. So this one's purple and this one's red. Not even mad about it. Go to flash. And go to strobe. That's another cycle. You can also speed it up and slow it down. Just be this white turquoisey color. But I think that's pretty much a basic overview of what I have done to the headlights, what the demons look like, what the halos look like. They're pretty bright. They're all LEDs, so they don't pull like anything from the battery. I left them on for like hours at shows, and it's been totally awesome. So those are cool. But hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that the lighting and stuff came out on camera and the different colors and stuff like that. Don't know if it's just gonna be bugging out like that normally now, but whatever. Like, comment, sub, share. Appreciate all the support, guys. Almost at 1,000. Like, you know, are pumped. So see you guys on the next one. Appreciate all the support. Deuces.